So sometimes you hear these terrible stories when a church gets robbed, like they take the collection plate, or every once in a while you'll hear a story where, somebody working for a church embezzled funds, whatever, the financial, whoever, office manager or pastor, God forbid. But, it's always big news when a church gets robbed, okay? Whether, white collar crime or by gunpoint. But, you don't hear about when churches get robbed by cellular carriers or by the cell tower industry. What do I mean by that? Okay, yeah. So on this channel, I do talk a lot about these rent reduction proposals. And yes, churches get fleeced all the time. The carriers are like sharks. They smell blood in the water, and churches are low-hanging fruit and easy pickings. But that's not what I'm talking about. Recently, we got a call from a former client that we helped coach and help them through their negotiation with Verizon Wireless. And they're on the rooftop. And they're paying a decent rent. It's in an area where zoning is extremely difficult. The zoning process was very... just say it was they put the church through the ringer, let's just put it that way, and put the carrier attorneys through the ringer in the approval process. And they ended up originally the carrier had wanted to put a tower up. They ended up going on the roof of the building, and it's the only viable site in the area. There's nothing else out there. So lo and behold, the church gets contacted by one of these fly-by-night cell tower development companies that is actually, I have to check the ranking on Wireless Estimator, but they're probably in the, I'm sure they're in the top 100 companies in the country, but I don't have a very high opinion of them at all. I've seen a lot of their junk leases, and they are junk. So they offered the church to, they proposed to build a tower on the property, somewhere in the back where it's not going to be in the way, blah, blah, blah. Now, why exactly would they want to do that? Well, they might have some information that a carrier is looking in the area, and it's probably what's going on. And any cell site carrier that needs to put their equipment somewhere in that area, in that, let's call it, in that search ring, in that coverage area, is going to wind up utilizing that rooftop. And some harebrained numbskull at that tower company, thinks it's a good idea to put up a tower there. And so the only reason they're doing that is to capture that future tenant, and possibly to poach the existing rooftop tenant off that cell site, off that church structure, off that building, off that rooftop. And so I spoke to the former client and gave them some guidance, and we prevented a robbery. Okay, we prevented that church from getting robbed, because the rent that they would have received from the future XYZ carrier at that site is less than half of what they get if they just lease the rooftop out, straight out to to the carrier directly, where they are the tower company. And so don't get robbed, don't get fleeced, especially if it's a tough zoning area. If you have questions about one of these proposals, especially if you're a rooftop cell site landlord and someone's proposing a tower on your property, red flag, just send them packing. There's zero reason to do business with that company. Hope that helps. Visit us at towergenius.com.